Any phone? They
I haven't seen her yet. I'll see her Monday.
Okay. All right. Let's get your weight. Let's see what you did. I saw that your weight was coming down on your scale, so.
Yeah, let's get mine. I'm trying something interesting. I have an experiment. Let's say.
Okay. All right. Let's get to try something, as long as it's safe and healthy. 238.2.
Ooh.
Do you have anything to eat or drink this morning?
No.
She's happy with that number.
You're happy with that number?
I don't know.
I think I was like 238.6 last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, last week, Wednesday, I discovered that I had accidentally forgot to take my pills, all of them. And my stool started acting normal, and I started thinking that I'm thinking that the Colonex and the Lasix was the problem.
Okay.
And so I stopped taking both of them, and of course, you gain a little weight because of it, but then it started coming down real good. And but the doctor, we had saw the medical doctor yesterday, and he wants me to stay on the Lasix and the blood pressure medication until after I see the thyroid doctor, and then come back to him. He wants to do a reassessment and see because my blood pressure has been so low, and the Lasix, of course, the Lasix and the blood pressure medicine affect the liver, which is where we're having issues, And I didn't know if the Colonex was having like a reaction to the Lasix or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it would, because most of it's just magnesium citrate.
Yeah.
So.
But it's been. I was feeling really, really, really crappy when I was taking everything. So.
Okay.
And so.
You stopped taking it, feeling better.
Yeah, I stopped taking it. I started feeling better. I did end up taking one yesterday only because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoops! I took one that I wasn't supposed to take.
Okay.
And you laid down.
I think I kind of nudged her.
But I figured if anything, I can take it on occasion, but not on a daily basis. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Here's your labs. Your liver enzymes actually are looking good.
Oh, they are good.
The only thing that really stands out is your hemoglobin A1C.
And what's that?
5.9.
Okay. And what's that tell us?
That is your measure of diabetic risk. Okay.
So it's up?
Well, it's 5.9 means that you're just at an increased risk. Below 5.7 means it's normal.
Okay.
Okay, so the typical value ranges are 5.7 to 6.4 considered increased risk for diabetes.
Okay.
Okay? But I think the reality is 5.9 means you're still, all the things you're doing great, right? But your glucose values are still high because your fasting glucose was 93, which they say it's fairly normal, but it does put you at an elevated risk.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah,
so you need to get it in the 80s, right? So I think you're doing all the right things, and I think it's one of those things that you got to keep trying to lose the weight, and that's the only way that number is going to come down.
Okay.
So I think that's the only thing I saw when I looked at your labs was, with your 5.9 on your hemoglobin A1C, it's better than 6.5, which means you're diabetic, right? And it's better than 6.2, right? But we need to get you below 5.7. Okay. That's kind of
sticking to the diet type of thing.
Sticking to the diet and keep losing weight. It's the only way that's going to come down.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then the other experiment thing that I've been doing, just to see what would happen, is I would weigh myself before I go to bed. And so my goal is to weigh less.
In the morning.
well, obviously you're gonna weigh less in the morning, but every night I wanna make sure I weigh less than I did the night before.
Okay.
You know, like, one thing I've noticed is like, I'll have one day where I'm just drinking a lot of water. And so of course my bedtime weight's gonna be high, but then my weight is high for the next 2 or 3 days. You know, because and all I did was really drink water, you know.
Right.
And so, I had one night where I was just, okay, I'll just drink a lot of water and see what happens. That was 245. And of course in the morning I'm a little bit less. So the next night I made sure that I wasn't 245, I was like 249.9 was the goal. I think I was a little bit less than that. So the next morning I was less than I was the morning before. And so basically, you know, like last night I went to bed at 241.2. So tonight when I go to bed I want to be 241.1. And so my morning has been, ever since I started doing that, my morning weight has been progressively lower than it was the day before. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, yeah, and you know, obviously my bedtime and morning time is gonna be like that. But I'm just trying to make sure this is a little bit lower, so this will be lower the next morning.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so far it has been. You know.
Well, I don't want to change that. I mean, you're up a little bit from where you were last week, and I'm not really sure why.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless you had some increase and you're coming back down, it's the only thing.
Yeah, you know, remember I stopped the Lasix and I stopped the Colonex.
Right.
And that's the only thing I've done different.
Right, so that's the only thing that would cause you to go up when you have constipation and you have water retention, which would cause it to go up, right? But you resumed the Lasix?
Just the Lasix, and I started that yesterday.
Okay. What about any issues with constipation? No. Okay. Good.
No,
right.
that's been
Cleared out?
Oh,
okay.
boy. It's been one of those, to the point where it was very uncomfortable, and you know, I go 15 times a day,
Right.
and it was, you know, constant. And of course the color wasn't right and all that kind of stuff, and once I stopped, color and size and all that stuff started going back to normal.
Okay.
And so that's the reason why I stopped it. And of course, you know, like I said yesterday, I accidentally took the Colonex, wasn't planning on it, I just was putting my pills together.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had already taken the pill before I went, oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. And so, again, you know, everything's like, you know, very, very loose, very, very green, very, very everything. And so it started doing it all over again. So, you know, so I figured that's probably what's going on, is probably the combination of the two. But I figured once I see the doctor about the Lasix and the blood pressure and all that kind of stuff, we'll see what's going on.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it's been going real well because I've been sticking to everything. And like I said, I get real thirsty a lot, and I drink a lot of water, and then it takes forever for all that water to come out. So.
Okay.
And that's about it. You know, but I've been, since I started that new experiment of making sure that my bedtime weight, you know, and it's not a lot, you know, it's like if it's 241.2, then I don't want to be any more than 241.1 when I go to bed. So, and so far consistently in the morning my weight has been going down a lot.
Okay.
You know.
Good.
So I'm very
Good.
happy with that.
So you go see your endocrinologist next week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'd like to move
Monday.
you out probably 2 weeks. I want to move you out the week before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how you're doing, how you're progressing. When I looked at your labs, your your TSH levels are a little, a little fast. So it's a little high, right? So the lower the number means the faster the metabolism, right? So if the number is closer to 5, that means it's not functioning and producing, and so it means it's typically you have a slower metabolism, right? So you're at 1.3. Let me see here real quick. Are you? Yeah. Let's see something real quick. Yeah, you're taking settings right. Okay.
Yeah, she's having me take that. Oh.
Okay. Okay.
And these are my measurements. October, I didn't start doing my measurements until like mid-October, so
Okay.
they're not as good as
Yeah, not much change there with the bone density and BMI. Water, you're hydrated, okay.
And I'll be doing the bod pod soon.
Okay, so you
Because-
get back to that?
Well, no, I was going to do it when I got down to 236.
Okay.
Which I'm 3 pounds from that according to my scale. But, I just got an email saying that the end of the year Biggest Loser, they wanna do the weigh-ins. And so they wanna schedule me for the bod pod anyway. I was like,
Okay.
okay, I'll just go ahead and do that. This will not last me 2 weeks.
Okay.
I know that, cause you want me to take 2 a day.
Yep.
So I won't have enough for that. Oops, then I throw it in the trash can.
Let me go get those for you real quick. Alright, so let's look at 2 weeks out. I think that's the main thing. And if you want, next week you can send me an email.
Sure.
Just let me know what's going on, and you meet with the doctor, and if you wanna do that.
Okay.
Let's see, 20th.
I'm kind of looking forward to her expression. She hasn't seen me since I was in 300, so.
We'll put on 10 a.m. That
Okay.
work?
Yeah.
Alright, let me go get you some insulin real fast.
Oh, we might, shakes and stuff, cause I have enough for this week, but not for
Okay.
next week.
I don't have any more chocolate, but I've got vanilla, strawberry, peach.
Peach and strawberry.
Peach and strawberry. Okay.
And bark.